Yes,
All right, welcome to Land.MBA podcast. Today we are live from Breckenridge, Colorado. Really live. We're on the chairlift. Can you tell?
Are you ready to launch your success in the land business? If you are, I want to tell you about the Land.MBA Accelerator Program. So many programs teach theory and process, but leave it up to you to figure out how to execute. The Land.MBA Accelerator Program is different than anything else out there because it doesn't just teach you what you need to know, it drives you to turn knowledge into action. The Accelerator is an intensive 6-week small group coaching program built on top of our end-to-end video course that goes deep on the most important topics like county selection, pricing, marketing, and more. If you're ready to stop talking and start doing, go to land.mba/accelerator to sign up for a free discovery session to see if the accelerator is right for you. We still have a couple of seats open for our next session starting September 15th, but they will fill up fast, so don't hesitate. Go to land.mba/accelerator today.
I'm here with my good friend and business colleague, Mr. Jim Edenfield from the Realty Investors Group. What's going on, brother?
we're up here. We're actually here on a work trip. We're working, but we did take a break, and we're coming out. This is the last day for the chair ride to the top. So
There you go.
here we are talking.
Oh,
to you
and I
people.
should say, not only, and now also the new partner in the Invest Success Group, the best networking group in Denver for real estate.
And if you got nothing going on this Saturday, John Fisher's Breakfast Club.
This won't even be published by this Saturday.
Okay.
so
Well, second Saturday of every month. Second Saturday of every month.
if you're local,
John Fisher's Breakfast Club. It's at 7 a.m. But oh my God, the networking's off the hook. You got probably 80, 85 people. That's all realms of the industry and all points in the road as far as experience. But they all come together. They work together. They share their secret sauce. I keep saying that to a point, but it's network win-win-win. Same thing with Rig. We meet once a month. David's on my board of advisors, and we do Zooms for those. So if you're out of state, you could pop in on a Zoom session with us.
all right. So we got the commercial out of the way now.
Now let's just talk.
Jim, how in the heck did you tell us about your journey? What you're doing now, obviously besides running these two RIAs. What are you doing now, real estate related, and how did you get there?
Okay, well, I'll start at the beginning. It's easier. I moved out to Colorado in 2009. Basically, in 2011, I started pulling some DVDs I bought way back in probably 2010. No, in the 1990s. Carlton Sheets. He had a DVD set on investing in real estate. So I pulled that off in 2011. It was like, I watched these before. Now I'm interested. Now it's time to pull the trigger. And I started attending local RIA groups. I started as a co-host for a group which I basically took over later as RIG. But I invest in single family homes. I'm looking to get into partnering with some people to do short-term rentals. It's big out here in Colorado, but it's changing drastically, especially the mountain towns. They're cutting back on the restrictions quite a bit, but you can still get in if you do the research and know your area. And I've got friends that do that, so I'm looking to get into that. I do broker hard money, and I also do private lending. And I love the private lending because I'm lending to my friends. I'm helping them, they're helping me, and we make money together. That's about me.
And Land Investors, he is interested in lending on land as well. So,
Yes.
Very good. All right, very good. So tell us a little bit about your career and
The daytime job?
Yeah, the day job and
that we're trying to get rid of?
and that path and how it's kind of,
Yeah.
you've sort of held on to it, at least as a 1099er but it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? While you're growing your business, gives you some security that you got some income paying the bills. But I'll let you talk about
I
that.
joined the Coast Guard right out of high school. We won't mention the year, but that was been a good time ago. I retired out of the Coast Guard. While I was in the Coast Guard, it started out as a hobby. I started playing with computers, and I became more and more involved in the Coast Guard, and I was doing more and more role of it. So when I retired, I kind of just stumbled into the IT gig, the IT world, doing IT work. That's what brought me to Colorado, was a gig with IBM. It was supposed to have been a 12-month project. I was on campus with them over 7 years. We had this massive layoff, and I took my 401k there and I put it into a self-trustee retirement investment plan, aka the strip plan. You don't want to see me strip, but anyway, it's the same investment tool that all your rich dudes in Washington are using. You should check it out. I have checkbook control, and that's how, when I got that money, it's like, okay, it's up to me to invest. So that's when I started, okay, let's start private lending. Started with a friend, did a couple of deals with her. It was just like, oh, this is so wonderful to get that check every month. And I've been doing that. I still do IT on the side, but I own my own company where I do consulting, repair work, network work, a little bit of a mix of everything. But I pick and choose what jobs I want. And here lately, I've been more actively busy with the investment groups and doing the money. It's like I'm doing less and less IT jobs, and that's where I want to just keep shifting it over to where I can have my laptop, or like we're doing here with the cell phone. I can do my business anywhere in the world. Even riding a gondola.
That's right. That's right. So we always talk about, in the land investing niche, how it is easy, well, not easy, but possible to do remotely. And but there's a lot of niches in real estate that you can do at least partially remotely. Private lending's one. So that's awesome, Jim. What have been some of your, I would say, tell us about some of your biggest mistakes or bumps in the road in your real estate journey, and then maybe some of your highlights.
I think my biggest mistake, it was good in the mix, but my biggest mistake was buying into, we'll just say, a national guru that traveled the country, and for a lot of money they would give you a weekend and give you enough information to send you out and make you dangerous. I did that following their list. I went out and did all the boxes, and then later I started going to my local RIA groups, and they had lawyers come in and talk about asset protection. I was like, the way I formed my LLC, wrong. The name, wrong. I had to go back and retrace my steps and change a lot of things. I mean, I didn't lose any money other than what I paid to set everything up. But, when you start out, what you really want to do is you want to think where you want to go, kind of design you a roadmap. How are you going to get there? Whatever avenue it is, land, single family homes, apartments, mobile home parks, whatever. Write down where you think you want to go, and then you start on your tools list, your network list. David is in my tool list, is a great network asset. It's been a long morning. Anyway, but you want to surround yourself and network to people that know what's going on, especially if you're starting out something new. For land.mba, there's other people, but get local to find out what's going on in your neighborhood, what's happening in your city. Because even with the short-term rentals, there's 12 municipalities around Denver, and they got about 12 different sets of rules.
Right. Yeah, they do.
You need to research and write that down, and that's your map. But don't be afraid to change your map. And occasionally, people you're going to bring on your network list,
sure,
they're going to, as I think you said one time, they have a shelf life.
Well, I said contractors have
a shelf life.
But that's why I no longer flip houses. But I mean, you mentioned some really good stuff there as far as your setting up, getting your business structured properly, and getting your entities set up. And the thing that I want to emphasize there is don't let that be a stumbling block to getting started, because sometimes when you're first starting, whether you're trying to wholesale houses or do buy and holds or flip land or create cash flow situations from land or anything, you're depending on partners you bring in and depending on the asset class itself.
And what's going on in the country.
Yep. You may structure your entities differently, but the good news is it's not difficult to change your business setup as you go.
Key word he said there is that's your starting point.
Yeah.
Just like, you see, I ride motorcycles, but you take out the best planned trip But you come to a fork in the road and you go, I think if we took a ride, it'd be a whole lot more fun than we said if we went to the left.
Yeah.
Be willing to not get locked in, be willing to change.
And on that note, we're reaching the end of the line. So now it's right there.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So, Mr. Enfield, any final thoughts?
Network. No matter what deal you do, it's a win-win. You want to help this person that's selling. They're probably in a distress mode, so you want to help them. You want to come out of as a winner. And when you pass it off to your buyer, you want them to get a win too.
Absolutely.
Network. Do not be greedy. That's the biggest words I heard when I first started all my education.
And for the best networking in land, I'll plug the Land.MBA Smart Bar Mastermind every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, I'm out. Adios, everybody.
We hope you enjoyed this episode, had a bit of fun, and walked away with some actionable insights that you can apply to your business. Dave and I have got some great content and interviews planned, so don't forget to rate and review, and of course subscribe to this podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. If we mention any interesting links or tools, you'll find them in the show notes. To learn more about Land.MBA, visit our website at, wait for it, Land.MBA. See you next time on the Land.MBA podcast.